Hello children and welcome to today's session of English Literature. We are going to continue from where we had left. From where we had left in our last turn, that is yesterday, we are going to again continue Act 4 Scene 1 of the play The Merchant of Venice by William Shakespeare. And till yesterday we had read how Gratiano and others, Duke, had tried to convince Shylock to actually alter the terms and the conditions of the bond and accept the money that was being offered to him, that is the 3,000 ducats instead of a pound of flesh from Antonio's body. But Shylock says that if anybody tries to convince him for altering the course of justice, so in that case that person is actually altering the law of Venice. So let's see what happens after that. We'll start from line number 150, Duke's speech, line number 150 on page number 166 in your textbook, Act 4 Scene 1, the Duke's speech. With all my heart, some 3 or 4 of you, give him courteous conduct to this place. Now, Duke is telling that with all his willingness, he wants the lawyer, that is the learned doctor of law, that is Dr. Bellario, who has come. With all his goodwill, he wants some people to go outside and call him inside, welcome him inside in such a way that he gets a very warm welcome from the people. That is why he says that with all my heart I want people to go out and bring that learned doctor of law to the court. Give him courteous conduct to this place. Give him courteous conduct. Show gratitude towards him. Show respect towards him. Bring him in a very courteous manner. Meantime, the court shall hear Bellario's letter. While he comes, till he comes, the court is going to hear the letter from Dr. Bellario. Clerk is a person who does all the writing work and all in an office. So here enters the clerk and clerk reads the letter that is being sent by Dr. Bellario. Your Grace shall understand that at the receipt of your letter I am very sick. Now the doctor has written, that is the learned doctor of law has written, that I hope that you will understand, I hope that with due respect, I hope that you will understand that when I received your letter, I was very sick. But in the instant that messenger came, your messenger came, in the loving visitation was with, but at the time when your messenger came, in a loving visitation was with me a young doctor of Rome. But when your messenger came to call me, at that time, as a gesture of goodwill, as a gesture of love, there had come a doctor from Rome who was a very learned doctor of law. Learned doctor of law means a very learned lawyer. His name is Balthazar. His name is Balthazar. The person who has visited that learned doctor, his name is Balthazar. I acquainted him with the cause and controversy between the Jew and Antonio the merchant. I acquainted him means I made him well versed. Acquainted means well versed. Acquainted means well versed. So he is saying I made him fully understand the controversy that has aroused between Antonio and Shylock. Then he says we turned over many books together and we tried to solve the controversy by looking into many books, by taking into account many books on law. He is furnished with my opinion. Now he is going and I have actually made him aware of, furnished means aware, equipped. Furnished means aware or equipped. So he is saying that he is furnished with my opinion. That is, he knows my opinion. He knows my opinion now, which bettered with his own learning, which he has bettered means which he combined by combining with his own learning has enhanced. Bettered means enhanced it. Enhanced it, the greatness whereof I cannot enough commend. The greatness whereof means the adequate reason, the adequate measure that he has adopted. I cannot praise it enough. There can be, I can fall short of words in praising it. Then he says, I cannot enough commend. Comes with him at my importunity, at my earnest. Importunity means earnest request. Importunity means earnest request. Importunity means earnest request. Now now that doctor, that is Balthazar, he is coming from me, and he is coming as I have requested him to come. That is why he is coming over there. Now he says, to fill up your grace request in my stead, to fill up the place for which you had requested me. In place of me, he is representing me over there. I beseech you, let his book, let his lack of ears be not imprudent. Be not imprudent means hindrance. Imprudent means hindrance. Imprudent means hindrance. Now Dr. Bellario has written that I request you not to consider his lack of experience. That is, since he is very young, he does not have that much of experience as I have. So do not consider that lack of experience as something which can hinder you, which can stop you, which can actually create a doubt in your mind for accepting him as a lawyer. To let him lack a reverent estimation, and do not let that lack of experience be a reason for the lack of respect for him, because he is a very learned person. Then he says, for I never knew so young a body with so old a head, because I have never known a man, I have never known a person who was so young in age and so mature in head. So mature means who acted very as maturely as he is acting. Then he says, I leave him to your gracious acceptance. Now I am sending him with all the respect, so that you can kindly accept him. You can kindly accept him. Whose trial shall better publish his commendation. Whose trial means whose efforts shall better let the proceedings move forward. Duke says, you hear the learned Bellario. Did you all hear the letter from the learned Bellario? What he writes? And here I take it is a doctor come. Now have you heard what learned Bellario has written? Now here I accept as the learned doctor of law, that is Balthazar, as he comes. Enter Portia dressed like a doctor of law. Now this is where Portia has entered, and she has disguised herself in the form of a lawyer, and then she enters. Give me your hand, come you from old Bellario. Give me your hand. He is requesting, the Duke is requesting Portia to give me her hand, as she is coming from Dr. Bellario, the learned doctor of law. Portia, I did, my lord. Portia offers her hand and says, yes, my lord. Now see, here it is mentioned Portia, but they do not know. That is people present over there, that is Duke and others. They don't know that it is Portia because she has disguised herself in the form of a... Portia has disguised herself in the form of whom? Portia has disguised herself in the form of Faiza. Faiza, am I audible? Now, give me your hand. Come from old Bellario. I did, my lord. Duke, you are welcome. Take your place. And are you acquainted with the difference? Difference over here means dispute. Difference over here means dispute. So Duke says that you are most welcome. You have given me your hand. I welcome you, and now you can take your place. And I hope that you are well versed with the dispute that is there, for which you have come here. That holds this present question in the court. That holds this present court in the court. That holds this present case in the court. The dispute that is there, that holds this present case in the court. Portia, I am informed thoroughly of the cause, which is the merchant here and which the Jew. Now Portia says that I have actually been informed thoroughly about the cause or the reason why I am here. Portia says that I am thoroughly informed of the reason why I am here. I have full knowledge of it. Portia says that who is a merchant here and who is a Jew over here. Duke, Antonio and old Shylock both stand forth. The Duke requests both of them, Antonio and Shylock, to come forward so that Portia could see that who is the merchant and who is the Jew. Portia, is your name Shylock? Portia inquires, is your name Shylock? Shylock is my name. Shylock says that yes, Shylock is my name. Portia, of a strange nature is the suit you follow. Of a strange nature, it's a suit means is a case you are actually following. The case or the forfeit that you are following. You in such rule that the Venetian law cannot impugn you as you do proceed. Now, impugn means, write down the meaning of the word impugn, means find fault with. Find fault with. Now he's saying that Portia is saying that the Venetian law cannot interrupt in between, and they cannot find fault in whatever your desire actually is. Then Portia says to Antonio, you stand within his danger, do you not? Portia now addresses Antonio and says that you stand within the danger of the need of the proceeding. You stand in a very dangerous situation, because you owe whatever Shylock demands from you. You owe that to Shylock. Don't you think you stand? Antonio, so he says. Yes, so that is why, yes, I know that I stand, and that is why he is saying, he is demanding. Portia, do you confess the bond? Portia says that do you agree with the bond? Do you agree with the terms and the conditions of the bond? Antonio, I do. I do admit the bond, Antonio says. Portia, then must the Jew be merciful. Then the Jew must be merciful. If you are confessing, then the Jew, that is Shylock, should show some mercy upon you. Shylock, on what compulsion must I? Compulsion means on what ground, on what basis should I be merciful towards him? Tell me that. Tell me the basis. Tell me the reason why I should be merciful towards Antonio. Portia, the quality of mercy is not strained. Now, the quality means the quality or the trait of being merciful is not actually implied forcefully upon someone. If somebody doesn't have that feeling of being merciful, it cannot be forcefully applied on anyone. It cannot be forcefully implied on anyone. Then he says, it droppeth as a gentle rain from heaven. It is a quality that a person possesses, just as a gentle rain that drops from heaven, that just like that raindrop comes to heaven. Similarly, the quality of mercy also is possessed in that way by a person. Upon the place beneath, it is twice blessed. Now, Portia is saying that the person who possesses this quality, that is of having mercy in his heart, that person is twice blessed because with the raindrops and with mercy also. So that person is twice blessed. It blesseth him that gives him and that takes. And now Portia is saying that the quality of mercy actually is very beneficial. It is a blessing for that person who shows mercy towards the other person, and a blessing for that person also who actually accepts the mercy from other person. So it blesses both the people who blesses and who is being blessed. It mightest, in the mightest, it becomes the throned monarch better than his crown. His sceptre shows the force of temporal power. Now Portia is saying that it is the greatest quality of the most powerful. It is written, its mightest in the mightest. That is, it is the most, you can say it is the most nobler quality of a royal king. It is a nobler, it is a gentle quality, it is a gracious quality of a royal king. His sceptre shows the force of temporal power. His sceptre means the crown that is there. The quality of being gentle, the quality of being merciful is a quality that remains with a king also, who has in his heart the quality of being gentle. Whereas the sceptre, that is the throne that is there on a king's head, that is a symbol of temporal power. Temporal power means power that stays with a person for a very short period of time. Temporary power, that is a symbol of temporary power. Whereas being merciful is a quality that is present with the person throughout the life. The attribute to awe and majesty. Now he is saying that Portia is saying that the sceptre or the crown that the king wears, it is actually an attribute where we can feel very much. We can be in very much awe of, and it is an attribute that describes the commands and the commanding power and the grandeur that is related to the monarch of the king. That is related to the crown of the king. Where doth sit the dread and fear of kings? Where doth sit the dread and fear of king? But mercy is above this sceptre sway. Now Portia is saying that it is in that sceptre that the command and the grandeur of the king lies, but the mercy that a king possesses is above that crown. Mercy is even above that crown. Then and it is enthroned in the heart of kings, and the mercy is a quality that is present in the heart of kings, not on the throne of king. It is an attribute to God himself. It is a quality which a person who is very much connected to God, that person possesses this quality. That is the quality of having mercy and showing mercy towards others. And earthly power doth then show like his God when mercy seasons justice. Now Portia is saying that when mercy is coupled with justice, when a person gives mercy, when a person gives justice, keeping into being merciful, then that quality, when coupled with giving justice, when coupled with merciful, it depicts the quality of God Himself. It depicts the godly qualities, and that comes from God directly Himself. Therefore, do thou justice be thy plea. Consider this, that in the course of justice none of us shall see salvation. None of us shall become. It is written, none of us shall be saved. We do pray for mercy, and that same prayer that teach us all to render the deeds of mercy. I have spoke thus much to mitigate that plea to mitigate the justice of thy plea. Now Portia says that the Jew, since I have told you that when mercy is coupled with justice, then that quality is something which a person who is very close to God possesses, then that in that way, and it is a God-like quality. When justice is coupled with mercy, then it is a God-like quality that a person shows. Then she says, though justice be thy plea, then she says that the Jew, that though you are demanding for justice, that though you are requesting for justice, though justice is your demand, this is the course of this. Consider this, that in the course of justice none of us shall be saved. Consider that, take into account that if you go for acquiring justice, then remember that none of us will be saved from it. We do pray for mercy, and that same prayer that teach all of us to render deeds of mercy. Now Portia is saying that we all pray for mercy from God, and in that prayer itself, I am telling you to render, means to show justice, to show mercy in your acts, in your deeds as well. I have spoken thus much to mitigate the justice of thy plea. Now I have spoken this much to soften the justice of your plea, of your request. Which if thou follow this strict code of Venice, must needs give sentence against the merchant there. For if you continue to demand it, the strict court of Venice will have to pass the sentence against the merchant. If you continue to demand justice in the way you have been demanding up till now, that is where you want where you want a pound of flesh from Shylock's, Antonio's body. If you continue to demand for that, then the court of Venice cannot deny you, and ultimately the court of Venice will have to pass a sentence against this man, against Antonio, the poor merchant Antonio. Is this much clear to all of you? Okay.